Hello and welcome back. We are on the, well, this was kind of the survival type map on Farming Simulator 17. It is with the Seasons mod. And we are planting sunflowers. As you can see in the bottom right down here. In the bottom right, we have 213 seeds and it's counting down. We are full on fertilizer, so we're doing pretty good so far. We just got to where we could start planting again. We had to wait on the soil to warm up again, just as before. But this time it's actually working pretty good. So, looks like we got it just in time. The ground warmed up enough. I was going to try and plant something else that required higher soil temperatures, but it was getting pretty close to being at the end of the time frame that we had to do that, so I didn't want to push it. Because you know how temperamental this thing can be. It works half the time it doesn't, so I didn't want to push it. That is with the Seasons mod that I was talking about. Zooming out here so that we can see the entire field. This, of course, is the field that we bought. And we're just going through letting the Seasons mod, having it make the turns for us and line it back up. That's, of course, why it's skipping so far, because it can't, for some reason, do a complete, like, one row over, just one complete section over. So we're just running with what it's got. It's not really the most efficient, but it's working. It's helping us get nice straight rows in, so that's good. And this one should skip it over. Okay. So now what we'll do is we will line it up with this one. And we'll do this half a row, and if it works right, here's hoping, then whenever we come over to the next row, whenever we make our left turn at the end, it will hopefully start just to the left of the row we did before this one. So here's hoping it works properly. Come on. Yep. Sometimes it doesn't always register when you click it, and you have to click it a couple times to get it to work, so that's why it started taking off there at the end. But this, like I said, this isn't the most efficient way of doing it, but it's a way of getting straighter rows and things like that. Plus, it's a lot easier to do. You don't have to always have the controls in your hand or anything like that. I just hit the B button to end this, hold down the mouse or the left control button, and then I click the button to turn it back on, which for some reason doesn't always activate when it's supposed to. It sometimes has a very long delay in it. But we'll do this all the way across to the left side, then we'll come back all the way to the right side, doing the exact same thing. And that's one of the cool things about the GPS mod that we're using. It makes it so much easier to do these. As you can see, it's very simple. But yeah, we're getting close to the end of this series. There's only going to be 24 episodes in it. So after I finish this, I'm going to be doing some other episodes that will fill in the blank. Oh, come on. Can't get the mouse to work. Things are falling apart on me. But yeah, we'll have some more series up soon to experience, to enjoy. One of those that I'm really hoping to do is an Elite Dangerous series, which again is going to be a non-violent series. Doesn't mean that I can't be attacked, but it means that I will be playing non-violently. So I may be attacked by other ships, but I will not be doing any of the attacking in it. Just I enjoy playing games that are non-violent, and that's one of the one of the ways I can play that game. There are some games where, of course, you're restricted to having to play violently, or something like that. Now, I will admit that with Elite Dangerous, that if you want to get ranked up in certain things, you will have to fight. And if you want to unlock certain things, like certain engineers, you have no choice but fighting. But I don't really care about those engineers, because those engineers, most all of them, are combat specialized. Like, you upgrade shields, weapons, things like that. Now, one of the things I wish that they would do in the game is that they would make it so that you can upgrade something and then sell it to somebody else in that game. But they don't. Some of you I know probably aren't too fond of somebody talking about something like Elite Dangerous while they're playing a farming sim game. So I'll have more on that series later. But this one, yeah, this was really enjoyable. It's really fun. So I can't wait until Farming Simulator 19. Farming Simulator 19 is going to be so much fun. I think it's going to be so much more enjoyable to do these survival type series that I've been doing. This one and Welker Farm is kind of like it, because it didn't cheat or mod any money in like a lot of other YouTubers are. So yeah, it's a bit harder doing this, and the new Farming Sim 19 is going to actually have a game mode like this in it, for those of us that like it. Now, I do plan on very soon, hopefully, having the time to do another series for Farming Simulator on a smaller map. I've mentioned it before in some of my other videos. I'm wanting to do a map where I'm using older farming equipment starting out. I'm going to have a story for it and everything. So, it's not like I'm just starting up in the middle of owning a farm for years or anything like that. It'll be very similar to a survival series that I've been doing. But it's going to be on a nice old farm. A bit more relaxed, a little bit more slow pace, calm, but with smaller fields than some of my other videos have been in. I kind of like the smaller fields a lot, because you can do something for a short period of time and then move on. Originally I didn't really like those the most, but I've gotten to where I like them more and more. Just for the simple fact that you can do something and then move on, then come back and do something else and then again move on. The goal in this particular series though was to get to the point where I could have animals and raise them. That's been a bit hard with some of the complications I've had with the Seasons mod. Some of the bugs and stuff like that with it. But I don't want to get animals on my farm unless I know that I can take care of them. If I don't have the resources or anything like that to actually take care of the animals, then I do not want them on my farm. Plain and simple. I will not buy them. I know it's not real. I know that it's just a game, but still, I don't like the fact that I may have animals that may end up getting neglected some ways. Whether that be with like a food or some other way that they might get neglected. I don't like that. It doesn't look good, it's not a good thing to do, and it's just not my style. If I'm going to have animals on the farm, I want to be able to take care of them properly. Make sure that they get the food, the water, things like that, proper bedding that they need and everything. So, I don't know if I'm going to have the animals by the end of this series, by the end of this season. I'm hoping, but again, it all depends on how things play out. I am very picky about things like that. Especially since I know a lot of individuals that, young ones who watch my videos, who are very conscious of the way animals are treated in real life. And so I don't want my video gameplay to reflect a negative way of viewing animals. So that those of you that do not appreciate that kind of thing, even in a video game, don't have to experience it. That doesn't mean that I don't like a few cheeseburgers in real life. But it doesn't mean that I have to eat them or kill animals in the game. Now I will be, hopefully, getting Monster Hunter, which is where you go out and you hunt creatures, animals, things like that. If I do any videos on those, they will be on a completely different channel. So those of you who are parents or guardians or even individuals that don't like seeing animals get hurt or anything like that, even for hunting, that's one of my channel that you might want to avoid, is that particular one. But it will have a disclaimer on that channel to let you know that it will be airing like Monster Hunter or something like that. And it's not hunting them for sport or anything like that. It's hunting them for resources, food, things like that. That's why they would be hunted. But again, I may not even do that. Right now, just cleaning up the edges here. And it's a bit hard for me to see that far away. Okay. Now I've sold off all of the grain that we have. I've gotten this successfully planted. Excuse me. We will come down here. I'm gonna go ahead and run back here and show you. We now have the sunflowers planted. Did not want the chainsaw. Alright, we will pull this in here where I had it stored. Lower it down, then detach it. And I believe the next thing I'm going to need is going to be the fertilizer sprayer. Just spray a little bit of fertilizer on it. There we go. Alright. Thinking this about this far out. Let's take a look. Oops. There we go. Okay, we'll reset the work with. Yeah, it was close. Alright, move that over. And then we'll check this, make sure we got it right. Yep, that's right width. Okay. So we will put this here. That way if we need to do something else, we could just drop the fertilizer sprayer here out of the way and then go and do whatever else we need to. So I know this is a fairly short video, but we're going to go ahead and end this here. And then I'm going to speed up time, and then we will have next week's video where we'll be fertilizing again. So I hope you liked the video. If you did, please hit the like button, of course, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. If you do have any comments, please feel free to leave them down in the comment section. I do ask that you keep them clean and respectable for all ages and appropriate for all ages. And I will see you next time. Have fun and happy gaming.